Hello and welcome to Alyshia Rose Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have had the idea for this video for a while now. It all started with the title, actually, and with this specific deck. I'm recording this reading shortly after a Libra new moon, so it seemed like the perfect time to bring in some romance before we move into spooky season. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you are ready, it is here for you. This one is for all of us single folk, and it's really for you if you are wondering what is to come in your love life, what is waiting to manifest, or what might be blocking you from receiving the love that you're looking for. If you are new to pick a card readings, welcome. To pick your card, let your eyes wander to the imagery or the stone that's really drawing you in most. This is not an activity for the mind, it is one for the intuition. I'm going to go ahead and show you everything a little bit closer so you can get a better idea. Here we have the Lover's card with a piece of, with a piece of Caribbean calcite. Here we have the Lover's card with a piece of literally out of this world Tektite. We have the Two of Cups with our merfolk, and of course a piece of rose quartz. Classic. We have the Lover's card with a piece of Prehnite. And last, not least, we have the Lover's card and a piece of purple Jade. Wonderful. All right, so give you a moment to make your selection. And I just want to say how much I love this deck, especially doing readings for other people. I often, when doing this deck, will ask the querent to pick the Lover's card that they feel most seen by or represented by. And it's the inclusivity that I just can't get enough of. With that being said, I really don't want you to feel constrained or constricted to any particular card based off of the perceived sexuality that it shows. We're really leaning into the energetics here, and if maybe you don't identify as male, but this is the card in the stone that's really drawing you in, that is a-okay. I want you to run with that. So, after you have picked your group, or if you're really drawn to two, you may have messages in both. I will see you there. Hello and welcome to your reading group 1. Thank you for joining me today. This is your group if you selected the Caribbean calcite and this lovely version of the Lover's cards. Before we go a little bit deeper into the reading itself, let's take a look at some of the energies around you. If anything really resonates or stands out for you in this part, you'll know that this is your group. We are going to start with your Rose, the Alchemist. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow, the Alchemist number 40. I really see you having gone through a lot of pain, a really painful childhood. I'm not sure that you have a lot of examples of what healthy, beautiful love looks like. And you've done an amazing job transforming that. You have learned a lot of hard lessons through other people's experiences and are transforming it into something beautiful. You are really working with your pain. I just got a message that I have a lot of artists in this group that are literally alchemizing their wounds into beauty, into new creations. We have gray. Learn to scan your body. And with 29. All right. So there's a good chance that you have also numbed out a lot, that especially if you do art, that may be the one time that you let yourself access that pain. And if you can start listening to your body a little bit more, you'll be able to not only go deeper with your art, but it won't be as exhausting. It won't be as traumatic. Your body is just asking you to listen to it a little bit closer. And I get that. I feel that. We have Beaver Spirit. Oh, hello, Beaver. Hello again. Number 6. Lay a solid foundation. So this one is pertaining to a potential relationship. And oh, I'm getting 2 messages. So this is gonna be, this first part is gonna be for you, or the second part's gonna be for you. The first message is that there is a friend in your life that you do have feelings for, that has feelings for you. If you know who they are, then this message is for you. And it's just the importance of that friendship that you are building, about building trust. It's just a sign that the way that you are moving forward with this person is healthy, even if it feels a little bit slow. The other half of the message, which is going to apply to more of you, especially if you didn't have someone come to mind, and that message is just that all of this healing that you're doing is making way for a beautiful relationship to come. Because especially with some rocky times in your past, this healing, this foundation laying is going to protect you and lead you into something much more beautiful. Whereas without that foundation, you may be more drawn to toxic situations that aren't good for you. And lastly, we have the second house. We've got 40 again, so I find that very interesting. That could mean something to you. And the second house is, so this is for my friends that have prominent second house placements, as well as that Taurus energy that coincides with the second house. And another message I've got is that you're really building your self-worth here. And I'm so glad to see that, because again, without the right, without some self-worth, you may be drawn, you may have been drawn, you may have experience with this, entering the wrong relationship, just to feel love, and that's okay. There is no shame in that, but you deserve the best love. And the best love isn't perfect. It's the love that we are seen and we can grow in. So that is your energy. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Oh, interesting. We have the King of Swords. We have, oh, I flipped these. So we have the Chariot. We have a major arcana. We have the Three of Swords and the Two of Coins. Very interesting. This isn't a linear message. This isn't, ABCD. It's it's all very kind of jumbled together. So let's see what I've got coming out. Right away, this message here, you're probably going to hear me say this a lot over these readings, but this is about breaking your own heart. Oof. No, I think someone else broke your heart first, but we're really asking you to remove those swords one by one to make room for something beautiful. You've got the power to do that. You are, I'm getting a sense of someone very strong, someone very assured. You may be doing well in your career, and romance isn't necessarily the top priority, or it may not have been previously. Let's see. So we've got you. And let's go a little bit closer with the King of Swords. Interesting. Some of you may be looking at getting back together with someone that you would consider an ex. And I'm not necessarily seeing that as a bad idea, as long as you both have grown. There is a balancing act that needs to happen or has been happening. But overall, I'm seeing this as someone to look forward to. So if it's someone you already know, that might be something to consider. But if you don't have anyone in mind, I really want you to keep your eyes open for someone that is, for one, they're really good with their words. They may have a little bit more of a masculine energy. And when I say that, I'm talking more about a precise energy, a focused, penetrating, right? A penetrating energy. So someone that is, headstrong could be part of it, but someone that has a strong sense of what they believe in and has a message to share. This could be someone that leans into poetry or is good at public speaking. There's a lot of that Gemini energy as well, Sagittarius, as even, I know there's some fire in there, but it's all very interesting. Let's see what else I can pick up out of here. We're looking at a balancing of resources. So I'm actually going to bring this guy back. So if you are wondering if you have time to pursue a relationship with everything else you have going on, first off, the answer's within you. So if it's not really something you're seeking, that is a-okay. You don't need a relationship right now. You don't need one in the future. You are enough as you are, but you did click this reading for a reason. So we're going to go ahead and say that yes, there is going to be time. It's almost going to give you more energy. The right relationship is going to light you up rather than drain you. And that might be a new experience for you. Yeah, especially if you're used to just taking charge and just sort of going gung-ho into things. There's a lot going on with you right now, and I'm getting this overall sense of a little bit of confusion, and you might not want to admit that. I feel like you're someone that's usually very good at discerning for themselves. I also wonder if you're worried about giving up control. Um, and that's some of the balancing act that has to happen here. Um, I'm really drawn to the pair of cats there because there is this stereotype of independence with cats, right? I don't know if you can tell from the cat hair, but I am a cat person. I love my dogs too, but well, I love dogs. I don't have a dog. I am a cat person. And cats are just as loving as any other creature, especially with the right person, the right partner, the right when they're feeling comfortable and they're feeling safe, and I'm just picturing this kitten purring. It, I don't want you to feel like you have to give up your independence or um, the things that you believe in, especially like the person that is in your future is not going to ask you to do those things. They might bring in, they have their own headstrong qualities, but anything that they bring in, I think it's just going to help you open a dialogue. You are going to learn a lot from each other, and you're never going to be of exactly one mind, and that's okay. I mean, with the other person, that is perfectly okay. You guys don't have to agree on everything, and it's those differences between you guys that can really help open new doors and bring new perspective. Okay, that feels so much better. I've got my goosebumps. We've got the messages here, so that feels really, really good. Let us wrap up the reading with some oracle cards. And yet the path grows lighter. We have a number 3. I'm going to bring this card right up for you guys. And there's the little hummingbird messenger. Yeah, like I often see in my readings birds as messengers, and the different birds and the different qualities of them can speak to the message itself. There is a message coming for you. I wonder if you're going to meet this person online, on like on a dating app. They may send you a message. You could meet them through work and they're emailing you. Like I get this message quality to the beginning of some of your relationships, some of you guys out there. But overall, this card is just some reassurance that you've gone through some hard shit, and you you're starting to see some light. You're starting to see what could be, and to keep going, to keep letting yourself be open to someone new, to something new, and to new experiences. We've got 3 and 4. A lot of 3s, a lot of 4s in this reading. Trust. Trust yourself. Trust the universe. And trust that there is goodness in people, that there is a beautiful relationship out there for you where you don't have to constantly be compromising. I definitely see, again, with these 2 sets of eyes, this new person is going to bring you a lot of new ideas, a lot of new potential. So balancing your own strong convictions with an open mind is going to be just really good for you. And last off, we have 54. Fall in love with your own story. Absolutely. I think that the person you're going to meet is going to be super attracted to your own conviction, to your own beliefs and the strength of them. And I'm getting a message for the artists out there. Whatever your art form, art is a very broad term. You are an artist, I promise. If you're doubting that and you don't want to own that term, I urge you to repeat to yourself, I am an artist. But falling in love with your own story, so wordsmiths as well. Um, just appreciating your own strength of what you've been through. Group 1. Yeah. That is your reading, Group 1. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was beautiful to read your energy, and I hope that gave you a little bit of hope, because I do see some love on the horizon. It's really, there's nothing blocking you in particular except for maybe your own doubts. So take a look at those and ask yourself if that's what you really need to hold on to. And I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you selected this beautiful blue version of the Lover's card, as well as this literally out of this world Tektite. Now, before we go in deeper to your messages, we're going to look at the energies that you hold. If anything in this part, any placement or number, color, anything like that really resonates, you know this reading is for you. We are going to start with, Libra. Awesome. So if you have any major placements in Libra, or are really any that you really resonate, as well as I find it interesting because we are in Libra season now. So I feel like this is also for those of you that are just very in touch, in tune with the cycles. We have Emerald. Calm your mind, body, and soul. So I'm getting two distinct messages from this one, and one of them is that you may be the type of person that really does this for other people. If people say that, you really ground them or relax them, or if your voice is really relaxing. And then I'm also getting like some anxiety, or even those of you with ADHD where there's difficulty with certain quieting of the mind. That's standing out. Now, I find this really funny, the Alchemist. So, the Alchemist also popped up in Group 1. That was Group 1's Rose as well. And 4, 3, 7. Math! So the message with the Alchemist is, it's a little bit different for you than it was for Group 1. It's a little bit more light-hearted. I see you as almost being able to transform the emotions of others, of alchemize other people's emotions, which means you may take them on a lot yourself, but you are really gifted in healing, in relaxing others, in brightening their mood. Very interesting. And finally, we have the Swan Spirit. Time for a deep dive. That is just so beautiful. I feel like some of this really lines up with certain Libra energy, just kind of pink and beautiful and aesthetic. I'm getting strong art messages as well. Artists. Time for a deep dive. I think that brings us straight into your tarot reading, because when we're looking at a deep dive, I think it is a deep dive straight into love. You are ready for a new relationship and you are ready for a serious one. Let's see what the cards have to say. The Eight of Cups, the Hanged Man, wow, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Wands. So we have two major arcana here. That feels super significant. Wow, wow, wow. I'm This one's reading more like a story for me. You are starting very lonely, especially I think this is a little bit more of in the past. This is something that not only you've been working on, but you've been noticing a difference manifesting in your life. But I think that you've been through really heavy periods of isolation. I think I get this picture for a lot of you as being that kid in school that went home and read all the books from the library and was just, very much very much in their own head, and was okay with that, but still there was some stuff missing. There was that camaraderie missing, that feeling of acceptance of being included that was missing. This period of retrograde has been necessary for you. Um, mm, I like the apples are coming out here a couple times. It feels like passion is growing and growing, and the potential for passion is growing, and it's almost ripe. It's almost ripe. Um, so the hanged person it really represents the retrograde energy well, I feel like, because this person's job is teaching you to reflect and be open to new perspectives before moving forward. I think you've learned a lot through observing, and you're becoming ready to dive in yourself, because it's not just all about observing. We need to make our own mistakes as well to learn and to move forward. So I think that we're moving out of this energy now, and we're starting to move into this part of the reading. It is going to be a little bit different for each of you where along this journey you are. But a lot of us are going to be in this area here. And the High Priestess, wow, you are so very in tune, not only with your own intuition, but with the energies of other people, of the beyond. You may be a card reader yourself or have other intuitive tools that you like to use. And this card is asking you to bring it back into balance. How do I say this? I'm being drawn to the sun, to this sun here. And I think you've spent a lot of time exploring your gifts, learning about them, maybe even denying them for a while, some of you. But it's starting to be time for you to spread your wings and step into the light and let yourself be seen. And then we're going from the sun to the sunflower. This is just such a precious energy. Um, you may be the lion, you may be the princess, you may be a bit of both or somewhere in between. But there is someone just around the corner for you. And I I literally can feel the sun shining down, that warmth that you get. Now, meanwhile, it's like 9 o'clock in Canada, so I'm very much talking. Spirit is just sharing this image and this feeling of that warmth, of the sunflower. I want you to stand tall like a sunflower. You've got so much sweetness, so much kindness. And I think just sharing yourself as you are does so much for people. And I want you to receive some of that love back. Now, the love that I'm talking about is really passionate as well. It's passionate and playful. There's a loyalty to it. There's a confidence to it. I don't think it's going to be quite like anything you've experienced before. Is there any other messages coming out for me? I keep getting drawn to this, and I don't know if I'm sharing the full message. For you, it's not even as much of a perspective shift as a perspective deepening of seeing the multiple truths in things. Going deeper, diving deeper, right? Awesome, awesome. So let us wrap up with some messages from the Oracle cards. Let's see what we've got. Oh, ooh, manifestation. Yes. This is right around the corner for you. There's a heart right there. There's a 10. We're looking at completing something. I think that you're completing this stage of the relationship that you have with yourself, and you are calling in something new. Wow. I really see you stepping up, growing up a little bit, keeping that youthful joy and innocence, but trading the naivety in for wisdom. We have to watch over you. I want to get that butterfly right up in there. Oh, this is such an amazing card, especially for like all of the messages I was getting about your intuitive gifts. This card is just letting you know that spirit is watching you. Oh, we're not in spooky season yet. Okay. Spirit is with you. Spirit is speaking to you, sharing messages in your dreams, in the synchronicities you're seeing, even in this reading. And they are beautiful ones. Their wisdom is coming back up again because we've got this owl. The wisdom that the universe holds is right in front of you, almost like you have the ability to really tap into that. And I also want you to share some of your gifts with yourself, okay? Especially those healing ones. Now, from this deck, we did actually get 2 cards that wanted to pop up for you. Ooh, accept and receive. And it's underlined and overlined. So, accepting love and receiving the love that you share back. Did that make sense? Receiving the love that you share. Yes. And then we also have, ooh, intuitive what? Who? Nourish the sacred feminine. Yes. So you do not have to identify as female, feminine, woman in any way. When we're looking at this card, we are looking at, again, your intuitive gifts. It's about allowing flow, allowing... I get this feeling that you are very in touch with your sacred feminine, but that's not what's in question here. It's the healthy feminine that we need. So if you are, how do I say this? I think a big part, funny, funny, accepting is coming up here. Accepting that sacred feminine is really crucial. So if you're denying your intuitive gifts, or if you are just not honoring yourself and everything that you bring to the table, if you're underestimating yourself, or um, if you're writing an email and you're adding all those unnecessary words to make yourself sound more passive, we don't need that. You don't need that. There's just like, this person is still very loving, is still very giving. There's still so much goodness that is being shared, but there is also a strength and a power and boundaries that are being set um, to keep yourself nourished and supported while you're giving. Yes. I hope that landed for you. I think that a lot of the messages that are in this reading for you are actually going to continue coming to you after the reading. This is especially just a reminder to keep an eye out, be open to the synchronicities, and to just be open to the beauty, because there is so much for you. So keep your eyes out, listen to your intuition, the little things that it's drawing you in, and yeah, thank you so much for joining me, group 2. You just have a really sweet, beautiful, loving energy, and I can't wait for you to receive it back. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading. This one is for you if you selected this beautiful little bit of an outlier. I decided to add, it was actually, it wasn't a decision, it was more of it was calling out. The Two of Cups, these beautiful merfolk with the rose quartz. Classic. Before we get into your tarot portion, we're going to take a look at your energies. So if any of the placements, any colors or numbers or words or anything I say really stands out and resonates, that's one way to know that this is definitely your pile. Group 3, let's start with your rose. Ooh, we have the Rebel. I like that. I mean, you've already rebelled by choosing the only card that wasn't a lover's card. The rose quartz feels a little bit more traditional, so that may be a pull for you. It may be a challenge for you to answer that inner rebel and live that truth. I wonder what tightrope you might be walking sometimes, but that is it's just such a cool energy. Like I'm a little intimidated by you. You're pretty badass. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Now here we have the 4th house, home. The 4th house is associated with Cancer themes of nurturing, of the past, of family and the mother archetype. Very interesting. I think for some of you, your mother may have played a role in. I think that the relationship is just significant. So for some of you, it's going to be in a way that some trauma was done, some damage might have been done. Whereas others, you may have learned a lot of lessons of what you're looking for in a lover. And I just got a little download here that some of you, you learned what you didn't want in a lover. So I'm seeing like your mother chose someone and did not have a fulfilled relationship. Very interesting. Otherwise, if you just have strong fourth house placements, personally, my moon is in my fourth house, so I really resonate with that. Interesting. I'm getting a lot of overlap. So here we have Swan Spirit. This animal did pop up for group 2. I wonder if any of you are going to go in deep with someone with the energy of group 2, which would be very intuitive. And I think you have intuitive traits as well. So we've got 6. 6 is standing out for me here. And then we've got Jade. Take action. Ooh. You've just got this a very powerful energy to you. This one feels less as an advice of taking action, and it feels more your energy more. You're very dependable is coming up, but that's not what I was actually thinking of. I'm thinking just very forward. I wonder if you also have some Aries energy in there, or just if you're able to take charge, right? And these gorgeous trees. Okay. All right. First up, we have the sun, the 6 of coins, the 9 of swords, and the 7 of cups. All right. First off, I want to say I think you guys are way too hard on yourself. Some of how I'm feeling in this reading is really coming through as this it's like an insecurity, but you may not be the first person to admit that. I think you put on a stronger face, and you are not going to readily admit that, because like being hard on yourself means you aren't living up to what you perceive to be your potential in a way. Like I see that is almost kind of how you see it. Like I'm not being hard on myself. I'm demanding exactly what I should be demanding. But I want you to soften a little bit where you can, when it comes to yourself and the expectations you put on yourself. Very interesting. Group 3, I kind of wonder if you're spinning your wheels a little bit right now. If you're taking action for the sake of taking action when you're not entirely sure what to do. I also think some of you are struggling a little bit with your sexuality and with how you identify. And I'm just gonna hold space for you right now because it's okay. It's okay to be who you are. I know that the world doesn't always give that message. I'm gonna say society doesn't always give us that message. But at the core, spirit loves you. You know. Whew. I think sometimes you're having trouble sleeping. Not only bad dreams, but just general insomnia. Sometimes you don't remember your dreams, but there may be a sense of disease upon waking up. A lot of the demons are in your own mind. That is not to remove that's not to shame you in any way or minimize it. Just to empower you. So many ums. I also am not sure if you're a person of many words. I think you're a person more of action. With the sun here, again, I'm getting such a powerful energy from you. I think at the core, a lot of your struggles are about your family, about living up to expectations that your family probably started with, of when to show your true light and your true self, and not following who others tell you who to be, or how you were raised who to be. Oh, okay. There, this isn't even you. This is so cool. So this is about, I think, yeah, both of these cards. I was having a little bit of trouble um piecing the energies together, kind of seeing where the strings of the energetic yarn lead, right? And these are both messages about a person that's going to be coming into your life. And they are so sweet. Again, like, I almost recommend that you just, I recommend that you flick through group 2 a little bit, because their energy is literally kind of coming through this reading into yours. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the person that is kind of waiting for you on the other side of your own fears. Um, there's there's a real gentleness, a real sweetness, a real kindness. Um, you may have trouble at first accepting all the compliments they want to give you, but you totally deserve them. There's the fruit is really drawing me in, and yet also just her expression. It is, I'm getting more of a feminine energy. Now that doesn't mean female. Again, it's more about someone that is more receptive, that is more about flow and going with the flow, and whereas you are really looking to make an impact, and you have an impact to make. The struggle is when you aren't fully admitting your truth, or you're hiding parts of yourself, or you're ashamed of any of these parts of yourself. It can be really hard to make that honest impact, because there's a piece of you that's being held back, and you don't need anyone else. You don't need anyone to bring you that or teach you that. But I think that for you, for a lot of you, there is someone coming that is going to totally flip you on your head and open you up to just a more gentle way of being with yourself. Um, this is the kind of person that is just going to be able to show you not only the beauty in the world, but the beauty in you. And mm, there's just such a cute energy coming up for me. Um, mm, there's definitely something on its way, and I think especially if it's a person that maybe not be may not be the gender that your family would approve of. I can see where the block would be there. Um, and I'm never asking you to do something that you're not safe to do. You know your situation, and the there sometimes it can't be quite the way we want it, but the tides are starting to turn for you. Group 3. It's very scattered, and I apologize. Um, I think that you are really struggling inside with all these different aspects of yourself that are wanting to be seen, that are ready to be seen. And I'm excited to look at these cards and tell you that you're going to be okay. And you might not entirely recognize the person on the other side, but there's so much love waiting. Let's see what the oracle cards have to share. First up, we have Into Your Arms. That's just so nice. Oh man, the owl. The owl. Group 2, their card also had an owl in a tree for this particular deck. I'm also being really drawn to this red string. I know in a lot of cultures, there can be a red string that ties us. It's a string of fate that ties us to others. And I think it's just a matter of time, because this card is really about returning to there's a soul family waiting. There is a soul family, whether that is your blood family or not. There is not only a partner for you, but a whole community that is ready to meet you where you are and see you and witness you in the beauty and complexity of who you really are. One message I want to share with you is it's a quote, actually, and a lot of people have heard the saying that blood is thicker than water. The original saying means the exact opposite, and it is that the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which means the blood of our chosen family, the bonds between us, is stronger than the ones that we were born into. And it can be both. It can absolutely be both. But this goes out to any of you that just feel that you will never be truly seen and witnessed and held by your family. There is so much love. There is so much love out there for you. We have new beginnings. Yes. The eyes, there's so many eyes, and these are really reinforcing that message of being seen for who you are. And new beginning, do I have to explain that one? And then last we have stop, drop, and ground. Okay. This is, I probably should have done this a little bit more with you during the reading, because I'm really feeling that little bit of chaos that you have. But oh, you're such a beautiful little sprout. So just, take a moment. If you can go outside, do so. Lay down on the ground, on the grass, on your carpet, whatever is comfortable, and really let yourself be held by Earth. Let yourself be held and supported, and feel the love that the universe has. And then, before long, it's going to manifest into something more physical, and you will think of this reading and just think, oh damn, I had no idea how good it was going to be. Group 3, I'm so excited to see what comes for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 4, and welcome to your reading. This one's for you if you chose, this lovely Prehnite and this version of the Lover's card. Now, before I go into your reading, I did get a message from Spirit that some of you aren't technically single yet. I think some of you are still in a relationship with someone, and if you need permission to let it go, this is your permission slip. You don't need one, but I'm going to give you one. If you are not feeling truly appreciated and loved, if you're feeling like it's not working, if there's something about it that's toxic and you guys are not fighting for each other but against each other, it's definitely time to release that. And I don't want you to be afraid. There's going to be something so much more beautiful just around the corner. Now, let's take a little bit of a closer look at your energy. If any of the placements or colors or numbers or anything I say really jumps out at you, that's one way to know that this is definitely your reading. We are going to start with your rose. Oh, upside down. The loner. Very interesting. Okay, I read that as the lover. Wow, upon closer inspection, I read that as the lover, but it's the loner. So, wow. Especially if you are in a relationship, I'm getting the message you don't feel seen. That you might be taken by title, but not feeling like part of a unit. And for others of you, I'm just getting this message that you've been single for a very long time, and you're feeling the cobwebs vibes. And you may almost be wondering if there's ever really going to be someone that you connect with in that way. And I just want to hold space for all of that. Ooh, we have the 9th house, exploration. And the 9th house is also associated with Sagittarius. I am such a huge fan of the 9th house. It's really all about faith in something greater, and philosophy and curiosity and going really deep into something. And I think that's the kind of relationship that's waiting for you. And that's why it might be, I'm almost getting this, good things come to those who wait feeling of like, it's taking a little while because it's just going to be so grand. Almost, yeah, I get some really good feelings. We have the white raven spirit. He's kind of cute. And we have the 66 is standing out to me there. Trust in the magic. So yeah, especially with that loner card coming up, I wonder if you are losing trust in the magic. I hope that we can bring you some hope with this reading. And last, we have Peach. Inhale a breath of life. I just got this message of like juiciness. Oh, ooh, okay. This is a PG something, not in our rated reading, so we're not going to go too deep into that, but I'll let your mind wander a little bit. Inhale a breath of life. Really about falling in love with the joy of life, the little things, the little pleasures, taking pleasure in yourself. Yeah, yep. Because it's very much this feeling of like, the more build it and they will come. The more love that you see, the more you will see. The more that you build, the more that you will create, the more it will just multiply and call in more love. Let's go right into your tarot part of the reading. We have the Empress. Ooh. We have the Five of Wands. We have, I'm actually going to flip that right now. Interesting, the Four of Wands. And the Seven of Swords. Wow, this is going backwards. I think some of you, this is going to sound a little weird, but some of you are left-handed. Same. Or like, I feel like English isn't your first language, and you read in a language that goes right to left. Like, I know I'm taking it very literally, but there's some of you out there where that's relevant. And for others of you, I'm getting this message of going back to your core. For you, it's not about becoming anything. It's about shedding. It's about taking off your coat and your clothes and everything that doesn't fit anymore, and releasing a lot of the conditioning that has brought you kind of where you are today. I'm also getting, like, if you have any knowledge about your human design, looking at your undefined centers. As a projector, a mental projector, I have 7 undefined centers out of 9. So I am very intimately familiar with how it can feel to be improperly conditioned by taking on certain energies of society and certain expectations, and it's not even always negative, but it's programming, right? And not all of the programming suits you. Not all of it is for your best good, for your highest good and highest interest. So we're going to work a little bit backwards. Right now, you're super guarded. Your thoughts, especially, and again, that loner energy is coming out. There's hermit vibes. Hermit, hermit, hermit vibes. I wonder if someone's stolen your heart. I think, especially for those of you that are in a relationship or very recently left one, it's this guardedness that not only was holding you back, but I think that you did, in a lot of you, in certain situations, you did have to be guarded. That was what was safe. So there's zero shame here, but that was just what was safe, and I want to free you up a little bit. So here we have, yeah, I think a lot of you have been wounded by relationships, by, especially, I think there's one in particular that stands out for you, and I do mean romantic relationships, but again, this is like a community reading, so some of you are going to have different circumstances from each other, but there's definitely a more of a specific circumstance where I think some of you especially were in a bit of a longer term relationship. You were ready to start building a life together. Others, it was your parents were in a relationship and had built a family together. And then there was this divide. There was something that happened. I think a lot of people in this situation just weren't healed. They weren't working on their own healing. They weren't able to. There was, again, no judgment on anybody, but especially when it comes to romantic relationships, perfection is never possible. For one, it's not the expectation. But if we're not growing together, if we're not healing in tandem, it's probably not what's going to be best for us. And that's where I see this here. It's really interesting because it is a Wands card, but it gives me a lot of, it's very reminiscent of certain Swords cards. So we're going to put a spin on it where it it's a very, like, I think passion messed you up in some ways. Like, oh, yeah, a lot of you have almost turned down your emotions as best you can, have numbed them out as best you can, because being more emotional and being more close to someone um, led to getting wounded and led to getting hurt. And underneath all of this is just this super luscious energy. You are such a luscious person. Um, mm, the Empress. So we're looking at someone who is in touch with their body again, who is is royal, and they know it. She she's there's a pride without being proud, I guess you could say. Um, if that makes any sense. Like like a healthy pride. It's not about the ego. It's about knowing your inner value, right? Knowing your worth. Um, I think you did lose sight of your worth in some of the situation, and I'm so excited to see this card here for you, especially because it's a major arcana. It's I don't think this is an if for you. It's a when. And I'm also getting this message of harvest. So I wonder if like the fall is significant for you, if you're born in the fall, or if there was a significant event that changed things for you in the fall, but really reclaiming that and and receiving for your hard work. There's a real peace in her expression. There's a confidence, um, an assuredness that it's not about ego. It's I'm not really getting any other messages for you. I'm not sure that I've really touched on everything the Empress has to say. So I would even invite you to Google the Empress, or meditate if you have your own deck, pulling the Empress and taking a look at what you see from that version that you have, because you are amazing and I want you to know it. Now, before I let you go, we are going to look at some oracle messages for you. And the first one is a time to rest a while. Yeah, especially for those of us that are going into winter. Oh, hold on. This ladybug. Okay, yeah. So those of us going into winter, it's a bit of a slowdown. I'm not saying that that you're not going to find a beautiful love for a long time, or you have to wait until a certain time. Although I do think that there is a little bit more that you're a little bit more rest and reflection, a little bit more going inward that is being asked to be done first, um, especially if you are just freshly leaving a situation. Um, I don't want you to think about it in linear terms of time. It's really about going easy on yourself, softening a little, letting your attention go to yourself. Because I think that regardless of what your most recent circumstances have been, I think that you've just given a lot to other people, especially if you're trying to prove your worth or your value. I think you've been doing a lot of overgiving or overpleasing, and and just letting yourself rest and breathe Just going inward a little. But this ladybug stands out for me. This ladybug is just like a tiny glimpse of spirit. And for me, it's a really good omen. So I'm sharing that with you. It's an omen of love, of luck, of success and prosperity, and what those things mean to you. So one of the messages I'm getting is to take a look at what you really want in a relationship, and because you deserve it. Regardless if you believe that, what you want, you do deserve. So looking at some examples of healthy relationship can be really good for you. We have, oh yeah, okay, breaking free. So, I mean, we can take that very literally in what I was saying for some of you, where it is time to depart a relationship or a situation where you are not being treated properly. These brown colors are really standing out for me. And breaking free of conditioning, of trying to be more because you are more than enough. Not you are enough. You, how do I say this? I think you're probably getting what I'm putting down, but when we overgive, we sacrifice a part of ourselves, and the people that love us, we don't deserve to lose that part of us. And when we're trying to show our love, the people that care about us want us to be our happiest, healthiest selves. So to really, give someone what they deserve too, overgiving isn't the way to do it. It's breaking free of those patterns and being our true self. And finally, unstick the stuck. Alrighty. We have a 10 and a 10. And for me, that's, ending one thing and beginning something else anew. Unstick the stuck. So if you are safe to do so, please do what is right for you. And I think especially after hearing this reading, going into your heart, you'll know what that is. Thank you so much for joining me, Group 4. You have just such a lovely, comforting energy, and it was a pleasure to read for you guys today. I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 5. Thank you for joining me for your reading. This one is for you if you selected this beautiful golden lovers with that Cupid and this purple Jade. Okay. Now, before we go into the tarot, I want to take a closer look at your energy, get a good feeling for you. If anything I say or anything on the cards, like placements or colors or numbers, really stand out to you or activate any synchronicities, that is one way to know that this is your reading. Let's begin with your rose. Oh, the Knight. Awesome. I'm getting a lot off of this. I think some of you have had to be your own knight in shining armor. I think you've done a lot of work on yourself, a lot of shadow work. You've rescued yourself from some dark places, and I am so proud of you. It's just, you've really gone through it, and you've stepped up. I'm also getting, it's like a healthy masculine energy. So again, that's not about your gender at all, but I think that you have started to really balance what the healthy masculine is. And that may have been a challenge for you in the beginning. But when we talk about the healthy masculine, we're looking at being able to take initiative and take up space and assert ourselves without, of course, being overbearing or, yeah, so we're looking at the healthy expression of that, right? Next up, we have, ooh, Pisces. Awesome. Love Pisces. Super, super deep energy. So you're probably really intuitive. Um, there's like an unconditional love happening there. I think you can really see beauty in the littlest of things, right? Um, you're super in touch with the spirit realm, and you may have, Pisces moon like myself, or another strong Pisces placement. Then we have color scarlet. Attract success. Um, mm, really cool card. It's like a rose made of light almost. And when I think of success, for me, that means a lot of things. It may mean different things for you, but I want you to define success for yourself. Um, in this reading, we're looking at success as, really healthy, loving relationships, as well as a healthy, loving relationship with the self is coming up for me. And then Hawk Spirit. Ooh, so much power. There's so much power in you, Group 5, while retaining a lot of the softness. So just a really juicy energy. I like it. And let spirit be your guide. Super significant. I think with the Pisces energy, that's something that you're really able to do. I think this is not only a suggestion, but also just a recognition of that being something that's really core to your beliefs. All right, let's get into the tarot. We have the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Coins, the Page of Coins. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? And then the Magician. Ooh, okay. All right. So interesting. This feels like motion for me. There may have been a recent move for you, which will change your circumstance, or there may be one coming up that's going to change your circumstance. I also get like kind of like what we were talking about with the Knight, where you have done a lot of healing and you're more able to put yourself out there, to move forward, to take those steps forward, and stick with the root, like to stick to it even in times of discouragement, to persist. I get this energy of persisting. And like, okay, I this is just so cute. I can't even. And the fact that they're facing each other, this is just, ooh, I love it. There is definitely the potential for a really wonderful relationship in your fairly near future. And it's someone that, like, soulmate vibes, twin flame energy even, of someone that just really gets you on your level. They are um it's interesting because you're both focusing on this coin. So it's I don't want it to sound unromantic because I just find this a super romantic pairing. Especially like the colors are drawing me in. It's you guys are in a similar world. You have slightly different views, and I'm just drawn to this gate here that he's kind of in front of. Very interesting. Um Sorry, I keep losing track because I find this really exciting. It's very complimentary. I think that you guys have very similar opinions and worldviews, but there's enough difference that you help each other see things in a slightly new light, in a slightly new coloring. So you guys are able to expand your horizons together in a way that is complementary, but still dynamic. Very cool. I almost see like the pattern of her dress reminds me of those fish scales. So again, the Pisces is coming up for me a lot. Um, the fact that they're focusing on their coin. Oh, I got the message from Spirit. Okay. It's it's not like this focus on material goods, although like it is too. That's not a bad thing. That's one thing I really want to um like hone in on here is that and the word success from earlier. I think that both of you for a long time have been building your life. You've been dedicated to improving yourself and I'm going to say your status, but um I think you have all the right intentions. I'm not looking at people here that are trying to, get quick rich and rule the world and hoard the money. It's not that at all. He's still a knight, and as are you. I mean, this may be you, this may be you. Again, we're not really, this isn't about a focus on gender, this is about a focus on energy. Um, but I think for a lot of you, this does apply. I think that a lot of you do identify as woman and are attracted, at least to some men, but that doesn't have to apply to all of you, not at all. This is really about two people that have built a solid foundation for themselves, that have come from maybe some dark places, especially like there's some darkness in that mountain. There was a hill that was climbed. Um, I just think this is such a beautiful combination. You guys are going to come together with really strong foundations. You're going to meet each other where you are. And I get like power couple vibes, right? Like um, you both are hustling and doing doing the work. Um, but again, it it's a very positive. It's there isn't any sense of like manipulation or um so I love seeing this, and I don't know if you quite know this person yet, because I think if you did, you probably wouldn't even be necessarily watching this reading. Like you might wonder what the future has for you guys, but I think you'll know. You'll know that this is a really significant, impactful, potent relationship where you're both on the same level. And I love that for you. I'm so excited for you because you've been through the ringer and you deserve it. You've done the shadow work. You've there's always more to do, but you are so deserving of this. And then together, the magician. You guys are just creating pure magic. Like I'm so curious to see what you guys build together, because you're very much going to be on the same page. And page. um like part of the message here is that n- y- neither one of you is going to have to give up something for the other. neither one of you is going to have to, and I mean, I want this for all relationships, but this is how you'll know it's the right one. It's that you will each have your individual passions and goals, and you're going to come together to not only create them together, but something even bigger, even more beautiful. But there is, like with the number one here, there is still this independence. So you are going to come together, but you're not going to lose yourselves in each other, which is super important, right? I love this. This is just so cute. Awesome. Okay, let us see what the Oracle has to share with you before we go. Oh, first up we have Your Little Island. And look at that teeny tiny little wish. Yeah, this, you, I'm getting more independent vibes again. I think you really know yourself. You have spent a lot of time getting to know yourself, being with yourself. And oh, I like the 11. Because the 11, right? We've got the 1 and the 1 coming together to make the pair. I'm not sure the timeline of your relationship, and that's something that really hard to do without a personal reading, right? Because there's so many of you, but I think that there is going to be a little bit more time of, I'm going to even say isolation, but I want that to be taken as positively as possible. I think that you do like your alone time. I think that, you've really grown to appreciate what that does for you, especially with that Pisces energy. There's a certain dreaminess and I think you'll know when you're ready, when you're feeling truly in touch with yourself. And if you're finding that you are alone a lot right now, or you are more focused on the self, but there's still a part of you longing for a relationship, I want you to know that you don't have to change anything about that to find one, to have one come into your life, to manifest and receive love. I think it's going to find you where you are as you are. And it's kind of funny that really sticking to yourself, not being a loner and never leaving that. I mean, no judgment on that either. I just, how do I want to say this? It's just really interesting that going deeper into yourself is going to be what brings you into relation with another, or however many others you want to be in a relationship with. We don't judge here. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Wow. Connection. And I just like it's such a clear reflection to me of your tarot reading, with the Knight and the Page, and they're they're facing each other, and they're on the same level. Well, I mean, he looks a slight bit taller, but they're on the same level, right? There's all these doors, leading inward into themselves. So both of you, and then the bridge into it together. And oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm seeing these teeny tiny people. So again, what I was saying before, and there's the goosebumps. Going inward will bring you to the other, even if it seems counterintuitive. What was the hawk spirit? Let spirit be your guide. So, logic dictates that things have to be a certain way. But when we follow spirit, it might not always make rational sense, but then we look back and we're like, dang, yeah. Okay, and last off, bliss is worth creating from. Interesting. Very interesting. Bliss is worth creating from. Yeah, yeah. Just keep doing you. Just keep doing you, and everything is gonna fall into place so beautifully. I am so excited. If you made it this far, when you find that person, I want you to drop a comment and let me know how it went because I am so curious and I'm so excited. I'm just so excited for you. It's so cute. Awesome, awesome. Okay, group 5, thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to bring you another reading. So go ahead, go hard, go hard. Group 4. What was that? Meow? Meow.